Okay, so I'm Juan Esteban Restrepo and I'm going to talk about our space colony, and my part is the part of how of the food and the oxygen and water. So, okay. Okay, so for initial settlement it will be necessary to carry a certain amount of water and recycle all residual liquids. This in terms of water, and it is something that is already done in the ISS, where not from a single liquid is wasted, from the water that we use for washing or the water that we have of feed or the urine. In a colony, also, it will be possible to extract water, probably from sources under the planet's surface or ice, which can be found under the surface of certain asteroids. In addition, water is also the sources of oxygen based on a process made by the International Space Station known as electrolysis, which is based on the separation of oxygen from hydrogen. This in the water. The NASA is also working on a developing of some techniques to regenerate oxygen from the atmospheric products such as carbon dioxide, which is obviously composed of oxygen, or also carbon dioxide that we expel when we exhale. This in terms of oxygen. Now, as for food, the colonies have to be self-sufficient. So agriculture will be the basic to be able to produce food. You can imagine that we can also think about established farms in our colony, but it certainly doesn't seem too feasible in the early stage, because on Earth growing plant is reasonably easy because they have been adapting to their environment from thousands of years, but growing fruits and vegetables in space or on other planets, it's not so simple. Temperature, pressure, humidity, carbon dioxide levels, soil's composition, and gravity effects plant survival and growth. Uh, there are several studies and experiments on their way to try to grow plants in controlled chambers, which simulate the environment of a space colony. One possible solution, which has already been tested on the Earth with lettuce and other vegetables, is hydroponic cultivation, in which the plants are grown in fluid rich in nutrients without the need for the soil. So this is my part of our presentation. So now he's gonna talk. Now he's gonna talk Samuel, for his part of.
Hi, my name is Samuel Arcizabal, and I'm going to answer some recurring questions about a space colony. The first question that I'm going to answer is how humans are going to get education in a space colony. To get education in our space colony is pretty simple. We're going to have some tutors, and that tutors are going to teach all the kids or the adults that didn't have education the assignment and the basic things about education, like language, math, science, and all those assignments. Um, that are going to be so. The first persons that are going to get that education are going to teach the next generations, like we are doing it here on Earth. Hi, my name is Samuel Arcizabal, and I'm going to answer some recurring questions about a space colony. The first question that I'm going to answer is how humans are going to get education in a space colony. To get education in our space colony is pretty simple. We're going to have some tutors, and that tutors are going to teach all the kids or the adults that didn't have education the assignment and the basic things about education, like language, math, science, and all those assignments. So this is the last questions. What types of clothes we are going to use in our space colony? To answer this question, we need to know that every environment is different. So that means that we are not going to have the same oxygen that we have here on Earth. So we need to wear special suits that give us oxygen to survive. And remember, in space there is no gravity, so we need to have heavy clothing. Thank you.
So the question is, what type of housing will be your humans live in? So the answer is like a type of house, like with water and oxygen and other elements to satisfy our basic needs, like just the importance to live. The question is, how will you guarantee coexistence, justice, respect, and rights in your colony? And the answer is like there will be a constitution where everyone has the right to have an opinion and always looking for the good for the community and the coexistence. The question is, who will rule in your community? And the answer is like there will be like a type of democracy where everyone has the vote and the right to have an opinion and always like looking for the good and the justice and yes.